Picture this. You wake up, stretch a little, and swing your legs out of bed with a spring in your step. They feel solid, strong, ready to carry you through the day, maybe a walk around the neighborhood or a little sway to that old song you love. No more waking up to those awful leg cramps that make you grit your teeth. No more shaky moments where you wonder if your legs will hold you up. If that sounds like a dream, stick with me because it's closer than you think. I'm talking about something that can keep you moving, keep you free, and keep you feeling like your leg health. And the secret? It's not some fancy gadget or magic pill. It's nutrition, plain and simple, but oh so powerful. See, as we get older, we start noticing those little aches, that stiffness, maybe even a worry about losing our independence. I get it. I've heard it from friends, family, even my neighbor Doris, who used to love her morning strolls, but started slowing down because her legs just didn't feel right. But here's the good news. The strength in your legs, your ability to keep going, even your confidence to dance at a grandkid's wedding, it all ties back to what you're putting on your plate. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 vitamins and minerals that can work wonders for your legs. We're talking muscle strength, sturdy bones, better blood flow, everything you need to stay active and enjoy life. Maybe you love a good park stroll, or perhaps you're like my Uncle Ray, who still shuffles to Sinatra in his kitchen. Whatever keeps you moving, this is for you. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's chat about how to keep those legs happy. Oh, and while you're here, where are you joining me from today? Drop a comment. I'd love to know. Got a question as we go? Toss that in too. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. All right, let's dive into this leg-saving goodness together. With our first leg-saving hero, vitamin D. Imagine it as the foundation holding up a sturdy house. Your legs need it to stay strong and steady. Now let me ask you something. Do your legs ever feel a bit wobbly, like they've lost that pep they once had? Maybe standing at the sink washing dishes wears you out, or those stairs you used to bound up now feel like a mountain. Sound familiar? You're not alone. I remember my friend Betty saying she couldn't figure out why her legs felt so tired all the time. Turns out it wasn't just getting older. It was a sneaky little deficiency creeping in. Here's the deal. Vitamin D is like a gift from the sun. Our bodies make it when sunlight hits our skin, but as we age, that process slows down. Plus, let's be real. How often are we outside soaking up rays these days? Between chilly weather, staying cozy indoors, or worrying about sunburn, it's no wonder many of us aren't getting enough. And when vitamin D runs low, it's not just a tired feeling, it's a slow drain on your muscles and bones. Think of it like a car running out of gas. Without that fuel, your legs lose their power, your balance gets shaky, and suddenly a little stumble could turn into a big fall. I don't know about you, but I'd rather avoid a trip to the hospital over something we can fix with a little know-how. Why does this happen? Vitamin D is the MVP for your muscles. It helps them move smoothly, react quickly, and stay coordinated. Ever notice how a sudden step off a curb feels riskier than it used to? That's your fast twitch muscles, the ones that catch you when you trip, begging for more vitamin D. And it's not just muscles. Your bones need it too. Vitamin D teams up with calcium to keep them strong. So without it, they get brittle, raising the odds of fractures or even osteoporosis. Studies even say low vitamin D can mess with your heart, your brain, and your immune system. Crazy, right? It's like one little vitamin holds the key to so much. So, how do we get more? First, sunshine's your best friend. Just 15 to 30 minutes outside, maybe a stroll around the yard or sitting on the porch with your coffee, can do the trick. But if you're in a cloudy spot or your skin's a bit darker, that might not cut it. No worries, food's got your back. Picture a delicious plate of salmon or a couple of egg yolks scrambled up. Even fortified milk or a handful of mushrooms can give you a boost. And if that's still not enough, a supplement might be the answer. 800 to 1,000 IU a day is what the experts suggest for us seasoned folks, but check with your doctor to be sure. Vitamin D is step one to legs that feel young again. But it's not a solo act. It needs a partner in crime. Next up, we've got calcium, the mineral that locks in that strength. Let's keep this journey going. Now you might be thinking, calcium? That's just for my bones, right? Oh, it's so much more than that. Every time you step out of your favorite armchair, take a walk to the mailbox, or even wiggle your toes to the beat of a song, calcium's working hard behind the scenes. It's not just keeping your bones solid, it's powering your muscles and nerves too. Picture it like the oil in an engine. Without it, things start to sputter. Here's the catch, though. As we get older, our bones start losing calcium faster than we'd like. They get weaker, more fragile, and suddenly a little bump could turn into a big problem, like a hip fracture. I've seen it happen. My cousin Ed took a tumble last year, and recovery was no picnic. But it's not just bones at risk. Low calcium can make your legs feel shaky or heavy, maybe even cramp up out of nowhere. Ever had that happen? It's because calcium tells your muscles when to flex and move. Without enough, they stumble over themselves, leaving you unsteady. And here's a wild twist. If you're not eating enough calcium, your body gets sneaky. It'll borrow some from your bones to keep your muscles and nerves going. Handy in a pinch, but over time, that's a recipe for osteoporosis. Bones so brittle a sneeze could cause trouble. Nobody wants that. So, how do we keep the calcium flowing? Food's your best bet. Think of a creamy glass of milk, a slice of cheddar, or a dollop of yogurt. Delicious and packed with calcium. Not a dairy fan? No problem. Load up on spinach or kale in a salad, sprinkle some almonds on your oatmeal, or try sardines if you're feeling adventurous. Even fortified cereals can give you a boost. But here's a little teamwork tip. Calcium needs vitamin D to really shine. Without it, your body's like, hey, I'll just let this calcium pass by. So pair that sunny walk we talked about with these foods, and you're golden. Now, if you're thinking about a supplement, hold up. Too much can stir up trouble like kidney stones or tummy woes. Chat with your doctor first to get it just right. And here's a bonus. Moving helps too. A stroll, a little dance in the living room, even lifting a couple of soup cans. Those weight-bearing moves tell your bones, hey, soak up that calcium and stay strong. Calcium's a must for legs that keep you going. Cramp-free and steady. But we're not done yet. Strong legs need more than muscles and bones. They need nerves firing on all cylinders. Let's keep this chat rolling. The number 3, vitamin B12. The unsung hero for your nerves and muscles. Ever had that weird tingling in your legs, like they're buzzing or just not quite there? Maybe they feel heavy, like you're lugging around a couple of extra bags of groceries. If that rings a bell, your body might be waving a little red flag, whispering, hey, I need more B12. And trust me, this isn't one to ignore. B12 is a big deal for keeping your legs moving and feeling right. Here's why it matters. B12 is like the messenger between your brain and your muscles. It keeps those signals firing so your legs know when to step, turn, or steady you. Without enough of it, things get sluggish. Your legs might feel weak or wobbly, like they're not listening to you anymore. I had a pal, Jim, who kept brushing off that pins and needles feeling in his feet. He thought it was just old age creeping in. Turns out it was B12 playing hide and seek, and it's more common than you'd think as we get older. The kicker? If you let it go too long, it's not just discomfort, it can damage your nerves for good. We're talking trouble walking, shaky balance, even losing that get up and go we all cherish. Why does this sneak up on us? Well, as we age, our stomachs don't break down B12 from food as well. Less acid, less absorption. Add in things like acid reflux meds, diabetes pills like metformin, or even a vegan diet. And it's like your body's saying, B12? Never heard of it. Even if you're eating it, you might not be keeping it. And get this. Symptoms don't shout at first. Maybe you feel a little numb, a bit tired, or your memory's fuzzy. But over time, that tingling can turn into burning pain, your balance goes wonky, and walking gets dicey. Scary stuff, right? But here's the bright side. Catch it early and you can turn it around. So how do we load up on B12? If you love a good meal, lean meats, fish like salmon or tuna, eggs, and a splash of milk are your go-tos. They're packed with it. Going plant-based? No sweat. Grab some fortified cereal, a glass of almond milk with B12 added, or sprinkle nutritional yeast on your popcorn. Over 50 or on meds that mess with your stomach. A supplement's your friend, easy and effective. And if your levels are really low, your doc might suggest a B12 shot, quick and straight to the point. The trick is not to wait. If your legs are tingling or feeling off, get those levels checked. It's way easier to fix now than later. We're keeping those legs humming, but there's more to come. Next, we've got a mineral that's a game changer for dodging cramps and restless legs. Let's roll right into it. Number 4, magnesium, the muscle whisperer. Ever been yanked out of a good dream by a leg cramp that feels like a vice grip? Or maybe your legs get that tight, antsy feeling that just won't quit? If that's you, magnesium might be calling your name. This mineral's like a soothing lullaby for your muscles. It keeps them calm and relaxed. Without enough of it, they're wound up tight, ready to spasm or cramp at the drop of a hat. I've had nights where my calf seized up out of nowhere. Ouch! Turns out, magnesium's often the missing piece. But it's not just about dodging those midnight wake-up calls. Magnesium's a multitasker. It helps your bones stay sturdy, keeps your joints limber, and even pitches in with your nerves. Low levels? Your legs might feel stiff, tired, or twitchy, like they're staging a little rebellion. And here's the rub. As we age, magnesium tends to slip away. Stress, a so-so diet, even meds like water pills or antacids can zap it. Too much coffee or a glass of wine too often? That's stealing it too. Before you know it, your muscles and bones are waving a white flag. So, how do you spot the signs? If your legs cramp up a lot, feel restless at night, or you're just wiped out with no good reason, magnesium might be running low. Maybe you've got that tingly feeling in your feet, like they're trying to tell you something. The fix? It's easier than you think, and tasty too. Picture a handful of almonds or cashews, a spinach salad, or a bowl of quinoa. Love a little treat? Dark chocolate's got your back. Even pumpkin seeds sprinkled on your soup can load you up. If cramps still sneak in, a supplement like magnesium citrate or glycinate could smooth things out. Great for sleep too. Skip the oxide kind though. It's tough on your tummy and doesn't do much. Here's a pro tip. Water's your wingman. Magnesium teams up with other minerals to keep cramps at bay, and dehydration just mucks it all up. After a sweaty walk or a hot day, sip some water to keep things humming. Oh, and stress. It's a magnesium bandit, burns through it like wildfire. So, easing up on caffeine, unwinding with a good book, or catching those Z's can help your legs chill out. It's wild how common low magnesium is, but the fix is simple. Eat smart, hydrate, relax a bit, and those cramps could be history. We're not stopping here, though. Your muscles need another key player, an electrolyte that's all about keeping cramps away and nerves sharp. Let's roll into that next. Number 5, potassium, the unsung hero, keeping your muscles and bones in harmony. Ever notice your legs feeling a little shaky, like they're not quite up for the job? Maybe they stiffen up or just don't have that old spark. That could be potassium waving a little warning flag. This electrolyte's a powerhouse. It's the juice behind every step, every stretch, every wiggle of your toes. It keeps your muscles contracting and relaxing like a well-oiled machine. I remember my Aunt Sue complaining about her legs trembling after a day in the garden. Turns out she was short on potassium, and it's more common than you'd guess. Here's the scoop. Potassium doesn't just help your muscles move smoothly, it's a bone saver too. It stops calcium from slipping away, keeping your bones tough and less likely to snap or wear down with age. But your body can't whip up potassium out of thin air. You've got to feed it. If your plate's missing those potassium-packed bites, or if you're sweating buckets dehydrated, or on meds like water pills, your levels can dip. And when that happens, your muscles get cranky, weak, twitchy, cramping up out of nowhere, and your bones start feeling the pinch too. How do you know if you're running low? If your legs cramp a lot, feel wobbly, or you're just dog-tired for no reason, potassium might be the culprit. You might even catch some heart flutters or dizziness. Little hints, it's time to tune in. The fix is simple and delicious. Think bananas, grab one for a snack, or mash up a sweet potato. Scoop some avocado on toast, toss spinach in your salad, sip some orange juice, or dig carving into white beans or yogurt. They're like nature's potassium party, and they keep things balanced without any fuss. Now a heads up, supplements can be tricky. Too much potassium's no picnic, especially if your kidneys aren't up to speed. They filter out the extra, and an overload could throw your heart off beat or stiffen your muscles in a bad way. Stick to food unless your doc says otherwise. And don't skip the water. Dehydration zaps potassium fast, especially if you're out in the sun or on meds that flush it out. A good sip here and there keeps everything humming. Potassium's one of those quiet MVPs for leg strength and bone health. Miss it, and you're dragging, cramping, or feeling shaky. So if your legs aren't their old peppy selves, load up on those tasty potassium picks and keep hydrated. It's like a tune-up for your whole system. But we're not done yet. There's another vitamin waiting in the wings, making sure calcium lands right where it's needed. Number 6, vitamin K, the guardian of your bones and joints. Here's a wild thought. Without enough vitamin K, the calcium you're working so hard to get could end up in all the wrong spots. Instead of beefing up your bones, it might start clogging your arteries or stiffening your soft tissues. Yikes. That's called vascular calcification, and it's a sneaky troublemaker that can mess with your circulation and even your heart. Vitamin K's like a traffic cop. It waves calcium over to your bones and joints, keeping it out of places it doesn't belong. Low on it, your bones weaken, your joints get creaky, and a tumble could mean a fracture. What's tricky is that a vitamin K shortage doesn't always shout, it whispers. You might not notice until your knees ache more or your bones start thinning out. Research says it's a big deal for bone density and keeping your joints nimble, even helping repair cartilage. My friend Clara didn't realize her stiff knees might have been a hint until her doc mentioned vitamin K. Who's at risk? Folks not eating enough of it, sure, but especially us older ones. Or if you've got tummy troubles like Crohn's, or you're on antibiotics or blood thinners for the long haul. So, what's the heads up? Stiff joints that nag over time, bruising like you bumped into everything, slow healing cuts or chilly feet from gunked up arteries. All clues vitamin K might be AWOL. The fix is a breeze though, and it's right on your plate. Load up on leafy greens, kale, spinach, broccoli, or Brussels sprouts. They're bursting with vitamin K1, great for blood flow and clotting. But for the bone and joint magic, you want K2. Think fermented goodies like natto, if you're brave. Cheese or egg yolks from grass-fed goodies. K2's the one shooing calcium into your skeleton and away from your arteries. One quick note, if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, check with your doc first. Vitamin K's clotting game could tweak your meds. For most of us, though, it's a quiet MVP, keeping bones tough, joints loose, and blood flowing free. We've got one more powerhouse vitamin up next, one that's all about muscle recovery and nerve TLC to keep your legs kicking strong. All right, let's wrap up with number 7, vitamin B6, the repair crew for your muscles and nerves. Ever feel a little wobbly, like your legs are calling it quits, even though you haven't been running marathons? Maybe they're shaky, or just plain tuckered out for no good reason. That could be your body nudging you for more B6. This vitamin's a quiet workhorse. It keeps your nerves chatting with your muscles and helps patch them up after a long day. Think of it like the glue holding your leg power together. Here's the deal. Every step you take, every time you stand or wiggle your toes, your nerves and muscles are in cahoots. B6 keeps that teamwork smooth. Without it, the signals get fuzzy, your legs feel off-kilter, and you might stumble more than you'd like. My buddy Tom used to joke he was getting clumsy until he found out his B6 was low. Suddenly it clicked. Plus, B6 helps your muscles bounce back by handling protein like a pro. If your legs are sore or weak out of nowhere, they might just need a little B6 tender loving care. The sneaky part? Low B6 doesn't always scream. It creeps in. You might not feel a big ouch, just a slow fade. Weakness, a tingly buzz in your feet or balance that's not what it used to be. So, what's the tip-off? Legs that tire fast or feel unsteady, soreness that sticks around, that pins and needles vibe, twitchy cramps at night, or just feeling wiped out too soon. Sound familiar? The fix is a cinch, and tasty too. Grab some chicken or fish for dinner, slice a banana over your cereal, mash a potato or toss chickpeas in your salad. They're B6 gold mines. One catch, your body doesn't stash B6 for later. You need a daily dose. If your meals are light on it, or stuff like kidney trouble slows you down, a supplement might step in. Just don't overdo it. Too much from pills can backfire and jangle your nerves instead. Stick to food when you can. It's the sweet spot. And there you have it, 7 power players. Vitamin D, calcium, B12, magnesium, potassium, K, and B6. They're your leg squad, keeping muscles strong, bones solid, nerves sharp, and blood flowing. If your legs have been cranky, weak, stiff, or cramping, you've got the map now. Sprinkle these goodies into your meals and watch your stride perk up. Loved this? Tap that like button and drop a comment. Which of these are you already rocking? Hit subscribe, flip on notifications, and stick around for more health nuggets. Keep moving, keep smiling. I'll catch you in the next one.